Okay, everyone, so I'm going to explain how to do worksheets 2.5 and the error worksheet. Okay, so 2.5 and the error worksheet. We're going to start with 2.5. We're going to start on the practice side that says practice 2.5. The directions say, show whether each equation has one solution, infinitely many solutions, or no solution. And it says justify your answer. Your justifying of your answer is just you working out the problem and showing your work. So you should already automatically do that. Okay, so we're going to do a few examples. Let's just try number 1. So number 1 says 8c equals 6 plus 5c. So again, I want to get all my c's by themselves. So I'm going to subtract that 5c. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Okay, those are now gone. 5c minus 5c is 0. No c's left. 8c minus 5c gives me 3c equals 6, because 6 was still on that side. We haven't done anything. What's 3 doing to c right now? It's multiplying. Opposite of that is dividing, so I got to divide out that 3. So c is 2, because 6 divided by 3 is 2. So it says show whether the equation has one, infinite, or no. Well, how many solutions does this one have? It has an answer. It only has one answer. So this is one solution. Okay. Let's try number 3. I need to get that -2 and distribute it. So I'm going to distribute it to the b and to the -4. Get rid of that parentheses. -2 times b is -2b. -2 times a -4 gives me a +8. You really need to watch your signs, because a -2 times the -4 gives you a +8. Equals -2b plus 8. Get all my b's to one side, so I'm going to add that 2b over. Uh-oh, that's gone. That's gone. I'm left with 8 equals 8. So now you have to remember what I said the other day. Remember, if you get rid of all your variables, so if you need to make a little note, maybe in your actual notes or maybe at the top of the paper or both, if the variables are gone, 1, your first option, no solution. That's when it does not. So it doesn't make sense. The second option, number 2, put it here, is infinite. Okay, infinite is when it makes sense. That means that you could put any number into that when it's infinite. So on this one, we have 8 equals 8. Is that something that doesn't make sense? Does 8 not equal 8? Or does it make sense? Does 8 equal 8? It sure does. So your answer is infinite solutions. So when it makes sense, we answer infinite. So like when you had one solution, you had to tell me what that one solution is. When you have infinite, that's the only answer, because you can't tell me every single number that would go in there, because that's impossible. It's every possible number that can go in there. That's why it's called infinity, infinite. Let's try number 4. Distribute to get rid of that parentheses. If you take 0.6 times 2, you should get 1.2h. 0.6 times -4 should get you a -2.4. And that equals the stuff on the other side said. So 2.4 plus 1.2h. Bring all my h's to one side. Uh-oh, my h's are crossed out. I'm left with -2.4 equals 2.4. Does that make sense? Does a -2.4 equal a 2.4? No, it doesn't make sense. So if it doesn't make sense, you answer no solution. Okay, so if it makes sense, you got an answer, that's one solution. If you got rid of your variables and it doesn't make sense, no solution. If you got rid of your variables and it makes sense, infinite. So this side is reviewing that. So some you're going to be able to solve and some you're going to have infinite and some are going to have no solution. Okay, 2-5 worksheet is one-sided, so that should be exciting. And then the other worksheet you need is called an error worksheet. Error worksheet. So if you're at home, please get it out. Okay. This is asking to find the error because they tried solving. They did something wrong. You need to investigate and see what the error is. Well, if I look here and I have x plus 3 equals 19, what's my first step to get rid of that plus 3? You need to subtract 3. So what's the error? The adding, right? The adding, you can say adding 3, you can say adding. Okay, what should they have done? They should have subtracted. Subtracted 3, subtracted in general. Okay, now it says work the problem correctly. So you start with the original problem. So the x plus 3 equals 19. Okay, and then you keep solving. So instead of adding 3, you're going to subtract 3. So x equals, what's 19 minus 3? 19, 18, 17, 16. So x is 16. Different answer from the 22. Okay, so what's the error? Say it in words. What should they have done? Say it or write it in math symbols. Okay, work the problem correctly. You have front and back on this one. And just so you know, when you get down to here, the original problem is right here. That timesing by 3 is not part of the original problem. Okay, so this is front and back. You have 9 questions left on there. And we did 3 out of the 12 on the other worksheet. So you have worksheets 2, 5, and the error worksheet. And you're going to work on them today and tomorrow. And that should be it.